Hello everyone, welcome to the boarding aspect. So I'm Emma Picken. I am in my 15th year of being at Prizefield and being involved in the boarding, and I absolutely love it too. And I'm really glad to be able to tell you a little bit more about it. If you have had the chance to talk to anyone about Prizefield, you will already hopefully have heard that boarding is often very much known as the heart of the school. Without boarding, Prizefield wouldn't have that fullness of life that draws so many of you to it. And in essence, it underpins the essence of Prizefield. We're very much a modern day boarding school. We create an environment where we care for young people, but we also want to allow them to grow and develop into the best person that they can be, very much following the ethos of the whole school. It's essential that we prepare them for life after school, and we very much want to sort of replicate what we would expect them to be doing at home. So learning to grow up, learning to take independence, take decisions for themselves, but very much in a very safe network where they've got staff to support them. It's essential that staff work with parents and the boarder themselves. And our system of boarding is very much where we would communicate with you. It's not old-fashioned boarding where you drop your children off and you don't see them for ages, you don't hear what's going on. You certainly are very much part of their lives continually with the boarding staff, so it actually offers an extra layer to the support they have. We offer full boarding, weekly boarding and flexi boarding, and those are helpful for all families, and we hope that in that package you'll find something that works for you. We also would very much hope that we're able to offer temporary boarding, so that allows families to add in to boarding community on ad hoc basis. We know that family lives can be busy, and that's been something that's been very much appreciated by our day girls. Boarding very much bridges academic life and home life. We know that we need to stretch and challenge teenagers when work can get tough and academic life can be challenging. I think staff have all alluded to that at times. We know that's part of growing up, and it's important that staff here can support. Equally, it's important that staff can also let girls know that sometimes they need to maybe change their tact when they're approaching their work, take time out, make a plan, have a good chat with a member of staff, go for a dog walk. It's important that boarding can also be home life, and that there is a divide between the girls' academic life and they are given time to have fun and enjoy being together as a community. The boarding staff at Prizefield are experienced. They know young people. They relish in supporting young people. Some of our boarding team are dedicated boarding staff, and some of them are also academic staff who have boarding duties. So girls benefit hugely when they're in boarding. It's not unusual for boarding to be noisy, just like any family house, but it's appropriate. So once they finish their prep, very much there's the sense of lively teenagers bouncing around, seeing each other, playing games, going outside on activities, planning themed nights, making sushi, running their own talent show. And at the weekends, that just continues. So we would normally plan activities all weekend so that they can have the experiences that we would hope all young people are able to do. So go to the beach, go shopping, cinema, skiing, ice skating. Very usual to see the girls running around in the woods, playing games. Try and make sure there's a broad breadth for them all. Like all parents, we know that there are positives and negatives to the modern world. And I know one of the questions we're often asked is, how do we manage social media, mobile devices? And as Ms. Troop's already picked up on, that's something that is done within the school day as well. But in boarding, that equally is continued. And we have conversations with the girls about working online, communicating online, socializing online. And there are huge benefits to it, as we've all seen during lockdown. It's allowed the girls to continue communicating. But it is important that as boarding staff, we are very much up to date with the challenges that young people face. So for our younger girls, devices are taken away, they're handed in and kept for safekeeping overnight. But we also recognise that our job is to help these young people learn how to use them safely and wisely. So as the girls move through into sixth form, and our role is to help them know what is healthy use of devices. And actually the girls respond really well. And over the last couple of years, we've been working with them to voluntarily hand in devices as they get older and know how they work best. And I think in preparation for life after school, that is only going to be beneficial to them. The boarders have missed their boarding community during lockdown, and I think it's just worth touching on how important that has been for them. And in fact, we've seen quite a number of day girls sign up to boarding just since we've been back. I think the social side of boarding has really hit home, really, that it's being with their people, it's finding their tribe. And I think boarding, if we ever had to be reminded about just how much it means to young people, one of the positives of this very difficult time has been seeing how they've just been drawn back together, and they really benefit from understanding each other and learning the tolerance of living with people who aren't their family, but actually finding their friendships in people that have got very different interests. So it's a really positive side of it. We know that it works well because our parents tell us, but also so many of our past boarders come back and tell us how useful it's been to have been a boarder, how much they felt they were able to approach university and their life after school because of the independence and the skills that they'd learned in boarding. And I think it's something that we very much try and build on so that we can continually do that with our boarders. The real shame is that we haven't been able to show you around today, and we always are so glad to show you our boarding house because it is very modern. The girls have bedrooms, not dormitories. They're made personal. We see all of their family lives through photos, and I think it's a real shame that we can't show you, but very much hope that in the near future we can invite you in and show you around the house, and hopefully meet some boarders as well, because they will tell you absolutely all about it far more efficiently than I can. Thank you very much. I'm handing back to Mr. Parsons.
Thank you very much. We've had a couple of questions about boarding in terms of the sort of percentage of girls who board compared to day girls, and then also how we try and make sure that the boarders and the day girls have as broadly a similar experience of school as they can. So can you talk to us a little bit about the integration between boarding and the day school?
Yes, certainly. So it's hard to put a number or percentage on the split between boarding and day. We say very much as an average about a fifth to a quarter of the girls board, but it is dependent on the year group. And actually, we used to say that actually less boarded in the younger years, but actually our current first form are really bucking that trend, I have to say, which is fantastic, and the house is getting fuller and fuller. I think often it depends on the year group, on whether their friends board, and that obviously equally draws them in. And then what we do find though is as the girls get older, there is a real tendency to want to give boarding a try and sign up. I think for several reasons. One, the knowledge of it being a great stepping stone before university or going on a gap year, that step with maybe beginning to build their own confidence, deal with life a little bit by themselves, knowing there are safe adults around to help them. But also the benefits, particularly of those who have long bus journeys before they come to school or after school, the knowledge that you walk upstairs or you walk across the site and go to your boarding house, and you've got your bedroom, you've got working facilities, you can access school facilities, music facilities, photography, art, sport, the list is endless. And I think that can be a real buy-in for the girls to really feel they can use their time wisely. And it's one of the things we talk to them a lot is about working smart, and by cutting out journey times, the girls cleverly give themselves some extra time for working, but also for free time. And it's really important they have that, and we don't shave off free time and downtime in order to meet their academic needs. From the point of view of integration, it is seamless, and I think that very much mirrors, as Rachel was saying about the amazing staff, and Mr. Parson was saying, the staff here, I think we all choose to be at Priceville because we love working here as well, and it's a real privilege. And that pays off hugely for the girls, because there is no definition between you're a boarder or a day girl. In school, they are all pupils of Priceville together. Obviously, boarders, live here, but there is no them and us. The day girls, I think, love the idea of the boarders having their life in school. The boarders love the fact they've got friends who are day girls. They have a different mix during the day. And it's not unusual sometimes for boarders to tell me, oh, we don't really talk during the day because we've got lots of friends in school as well. But upstairs, they'll be as thick as thieves as well. We also really relish the inter-year group friendships that boarding really allows, and that's something that as a school we work at as well, and it's very positive. But definitely in boarding, it is a family, and COVID's made that challenging. We've had to be very careful with our bubbles, and it's something that we're all waiting to be able to mix more within the household. But it's something that I think, again, the boarders comment on all the time, that it's not unusual for them to talk to an older girl, visit a younger girl, make sure they're okay, as you would within a family. And so, yes, a very good mix between the two cohorts, so to speak.
Thank you very much.